Hi, I'm Rita Wilkins, also known as the Downsizing Designer. So there's no doubt that too much clutter in our homes can cause a great deal of stress. And when you're constantly surrounded by messes and just too much stuff, it impairs our brain's ability to make decisions, impacting our ability to focus and concentrate, resulting in overwhelm and, yes, even more clutter. So it becomes a vicious cycle. And that causes even more stress and even more clutter. So how do you stop that crazy cycle, and how do you take control and beat back the clutter and reclaim your sanity? So imagine a home that is uncluttered, is organized, and everything has a designated place. And then imagine mastering just 5 habits that will not only help you remain clutter-free, but they will also help you prevent re-cluttering. So imagine integrating those daily habits into your daily routine so that it's as mindless as brushing your teeth in the morning. So as with any other new habit, though, it must be repeated again and again until it's done without even thinking about it. So that's how powerful these 5 habits are that I'm going to be talking about. And if you want to have a clutter-free home with less mess and less stress. So a new habit, as you know, takes approximately 30 days of repeating. So if you start 1 month, if you start today, 1 month from now, you're going to not only see results, you're going to actually feel the results. So let's get started. So these are the top 5 habits for a clutter-free home and for avoiding recluttering. So the first one is to establish daily routines to prevent clutter. This sounds pretty obvious, but if we don't do some of these, you're going to notice that there's just regular clutter. So it's more a matter of just identifying areas that you don't have a daily routine that it would definitely help. So one is just cleaning off surfaces, the kitchen counter, the kitchen table. If those are constantly messy, just make a habit and a daily routine to clean those off. Making your bed in the morning as soon as you get up. There's nothing like the feeling that, oh, I know my bed isn't made, and then you go to sleep and, there's just a little different feeling there. And then washing dishes as soon as you use them. Basically, if you use it, put it away. That's a wonderful mantra. And then maintain those clutter hotspots. So we all have them in our home. It could be the entry, it could be, the kitchen table, where things just seem to automatically, like a magnet, land. So when you maintain those, and if you establish those daily routines, you're going to be preventing clutter. So these simple routines, once they become a habit, they keep your home neat and organized while preventing the clutter buildup. The second habit to form is to assign a designated space or home for everything. So the purpose of that is to find it when you need it, or to put it back in the same place so that you and others in your family will always know where to find it. So having a home for everything restores that order. It helps you stay organized, and it improves your productivity all around, saves a lot of time and effort, aggravation, and it does prevent the clutter buildup. The third habit to develop to prevent clutter is to develop simple systems to manage your paper clutter and your digital clutter. This is really high on many people's lists because they get mail in and then they just pile it up on the table and then eventually get to it. But in the meanwhile, it creates clutter, creates mess, and that's stressful. So create a plan for what you're going to do and a system for dealing with and managing physical clutter like bills and mail and junk mail and important documents, and then also digital clutter. So emails, the files, the photos, and all those other documents. Basically touch it once. So stop wasting that valuable time and energy. Plan in advance how you're going to deal with it, the incoming paper and the digital clutter. So file it, act on it, dispose it, delete it, delegate. So find out what works best for you And as soon as that mail comes in, or as soon as the emails start to pile up, make sure that you have an action in place and create that as a habit, like a daily habit, a weekly habit. Number 4 is to practice weekly resets. So once a week, room by room, return any items that have suddenly gotten out of order. Maybe, something is in the guest room that doesn't belong there. Something's in the family room that definitely doesn't belong there. So return those items that are out of place to where they belong. And then donate or discard any excess items that you no longer want, and that prevents the clutter buildup. As you get more and more organized and as you declutter more and more, you're going to continue to see things that just don't belong anymore. So, make sure you have that donate box kind of ready to just get rid of it, get it out of the house. And then also to clear, organize clutter spots, to clear and organize clutter spots to avoid recluttering. So those hot spots, they're some nemesis, where it could be your nightstand, it could be your kitchen table, could be your desktop. But just try and make a habit of keeping those pretty clear most of the time. And the last habit to create to prevent clutter and all that stress is to embrace mindful consumption. So practice that one in, one out mindset that will help you create balance and control the amount of stuff that's coming in. And then be intentional about what you allow into your home. I know my boys are both borderline minimalists, and they really are very selective about what they allow to come in. So all the tchotchkes and all those things, they just say, no, we don't want that. And I admire that in younger people. So practice minimalist principles of decluttering, owning less, keeping only what you need, love, and you'll use, and only those things that actually add value to your life. So if you want a clutter-free home, and if you want to prevent that clutter from returning, embrace and practice these 5 habits. The first one is to establish daily routines to prevent that clutter. The second one is to assign designated spaces for everything. The third is to develop simple systems to help you manage paper and digital clutter. Fourth is to practice weekly resets. And the 5th is to practice mindful consumption. I'd love to hear back from you, see if it works for you. And maybe in 30 days you can touch base with me and tell me. Thanks.